Welcome back. Before we came on, we were just laughing in the background. Our roundtable controversial political consultant analyst Adolph Mongo, and he calls himself political pundit. Jonathan Kenlock, a radio talk show host. Thank you all for coming in. You listened to the interview with the mayor of Lansing. What do you make? You think is going to be a real fight for the Democratic Party nomination?
Yeah, it's going to be a fight because we got this incompetent state chair of the Democratic Party who tried to sabotage Obama, and then he spins it like he was instrumental in delivering Michigan to Obama. We got Granholm, the worst governor in the history of me being born, and what I read about other governors, she's worse than them. Yeah, Granholm had no experience when she became governor. Granholm was a corp counsel who the McNamara machine cut a deal with Jeff Feiger, got on the ticket for attorney general, and she started running for governor from day one. Granholm talks a good game, but delivers nothing. John Cherry, he can't even talk a good game. But if the Democrats want to win this, they're going to have to go to somebody that cares about the city. I like what he's saying about we got to fix our cities. Yes, he was one of those few mayors from Michigan that went to D.C. and say, you know what, you got to save Detroit, not kill Detroit. I like his fire. Being mayor of a small town don't mean anything. I think he knows government. He's been a state rep, been a county commissioner. All politics are local.
Jonathan Kenlock.
I'm not going to be as hard on Governor Granholm as my counterpart has been, because I believe the whole country is going through a crisis. But clearly, she has not been able to respond to the concerns of the local communities. It's not just Mayor Bonero who have issues with the governor's past 4 years, but all of the local communities feel as if there's been absence in leadership, not only in the governor's office, but also in the state legislature. We see now that there is a topsy-turvy in how the state is going to fund our K-12 educational systems. And so it's been a very unsure type of administration from this governor. A lot of people do not have confidence in the Granholm administration, and it's going to be hard for any Democrat to overcome that.
But what about John Cherry?
What about him? That's the whole point. What about John Cherry?
John Cherry is the lieutenant governor in the Granholm administration. That's like Dick Cheney running for president last year.
Let's look at this. It's like he's the second in the command of the Titanic, and he's going to tell you how he's going to right the ship. Now let's go back to Granholm and let's go back to the stimulus money where the Lansing mayor was talking about. I remember when city council people in Detroit was talking about using stimulus money to renovate Cobo Hall, and she said it can't be done. But yet they hijacked the stimulus money.
But would that have been a great use of the stimulus money?
Yes, it would.
Would that have been a great use of stimulus money?
Yes.
And the mere fact of the matter is this. The city of Detroit had an opportunity to address many of those challenges within Cobo Hall before the state intervened.
Listen, let me tell you something. The state gave Grand Rapids, the convention center in Grand Rapids, $300 million with no string attached. Don't tell me what the state can't do. The state hijacked the money. When whoever become governor, whether it's a Republican, whether it's a Democrat, they're going to inherit a state that's going to be billions of dollars in the red. Granholm is leaving this state in the red, and you're talking about the whole country is feeling it.
So are we better off with a Republican governor?
No, we're better off with somebody that got some common sense.
Let me just say this. At the end of the day, people want someone who's going to get in that seat and who's going to respond to the local issues. Clearly, when the money came from Washington, the stimulus money, it was to stimulate the economy. But in Michigan, it didn't stimulate anything. In particular, like, look, let's go back to the education, the stimulus dollars for education. You mean we had to vote on the people of the city of Detroit had to vote on paying the money back from a bond question that was placed on the ballot this last November. It was basically the people using their own resources. It really wasn't resources given directly from Washington to help the local school district.
What? We have opportunities in this time. Not the whole country is not in a recession. I was out in San Francisco. They're building 2 new bridges. Here in Detroit, we got to fight over one bridge where one person want to build a bridge with his own money. He owns the present bridge, and then the state say, "Oh, we want to build a bridge." They don't have any money. We should stop bickering, and we should, if we got to build a bridge, create $10,000 to $20,000 jobs, and put people to work. You go to Chicago, you go to all these cities, you see cranes in there, you see shovels digging the dirt. Only in Detroit and in Michigan, you see nothing.
But
keep in mind,
how do you all expect a Democratic candidate to convince people in Michigan that you need to vote for another Democratic administration?
Why we always got to be a Democrat? What's the best? Now, I like this guy sounds, he's talking a good game right now. I'm gonna see, once he gets out there, he's gonna get hit all over the place. You're gonna have the Brewers and the pundits and Lansing saying, "Oh, he don't have a chance." But what is John Cherry gonna come down here and gonna go to 2-3 churches? He gonna go to your brother's church and sit up there like
but at the end of the day, it's about the candidates and the message. It's about the message that they deliver. It's about the message and how they're going to, how the message is going to have to be about how they're going to deliver for the citizens of the state.
1,000 Google jobs to Michigan.
But all of them talking about bringing jobs. Everybody's talking about bringing jobs, green jobs.
China or go to Japan or Germany, bring back 100 jobs. Meanwhile, you got Chrysler, Core America, and all these other places.
To be honest with you, there's only one individual on either side of this race who's actually created jobs, and that's Rick Snyder. Rick Snyder has actually created jobs.
What did he create?
He was CEO and said Rick Snyder. That's the issue.
Is that the Republican candidate?
He's on the Republican side. Rick Snyder, former president, chief operating officer.
Are you working for him?
I'm not working for any of these candidates. I'm just saying the bottom line is the truth is. All these politicians come around talking about creating jobs, and there's only one person who created any jobs.
We'll end the roundtable with that. Adolph Mongo, political consultant, and Jonathan Kenlock, political pundit. This is my opinion. From what we've heard from Mayor of Lansing, Mayor Bonero, and of course our roundtable here, it's very, very evident that Michigan is in trouble, Detroit is in trouble, every other city in the state of Michigan is in trouble. I think it is important that voters have to decide who among any of these candidates that will declare their candidacy is qualified to become the next governor. And I think people need not look at the politics of these candidates or their party affiliations, but to look at who is most qualified, who can address the issues that Michigan is facing. It is important. We are, in fact, in a Titanic ship. And jobs are leaving, graduates are graduating from colleges, and they're leaving Michigan to other states. Something has to be done. And the next governor has a tough job to do. This is my opinion for this week's Center Stage. Thank you all. We'll see you next week.